What's going on, guys? It's your boy Tyler Gates, and welcome back to another episode of Swap Speculations, y'all. I know I've been away from Swap Speculations doing the regular talk, so thank you for bearing with me. We got tons of things coming for Swap Speculations past July 30th. Not only the MLB trade deadline, the WNBA trade deadline as well. We also have NBA regular offseason trades. Brandon Ingram could still get moved, and various people that are on the trade block as well. Make sure to keep liking it up, and liking it up some more because we are going to get so into what is called spot speculations. I mean, it's true. Trade machines and everything of the sort, right? I got a special episode for y'all today. I'm introducing the all new swap speculations trade machine. Yes, the swap speculation trade machine is a machine that we're gonna be showing proposals on various proposals from dream scenarios to ideal scenarios to perfect fits to worst fits. Anything with trade is what spot speculations is all about. So hit that like button for more. Go on the playlist in the channel section below, and we're gonna get right into this one right here. Remember, anything with trade is what swap speculations is. Per Jeff Passan or Passan to Met fans, the Orioles are willing to discuss trades involving outfielder Cedric Mullins and first baseman Ryan Mountcastle. Now, as a diehard Braves fan, I would love nothing more than to have Ryan Mountcastle on my team. Now, Braves fans would say, why do we need him? You have Matt Olson. Fine. Ryan Mountcastle can play the outfield. I think Matt Olson can play the outfield as well, but you would rather have Matt Olson in at first baseman, right? Ryan Mountcastle can play left field, right field. I think it's more left field for him, just off of his hand and everything. So determining what a trade would look like for Ryan Mountcastle, it's hard, but a scenario that I have, right, for the Braves and what they could possibly offer, right? I have it right here in my notes. I know some fans are going to get disappointed when they learn of the prospects that will be moved in this trade. Now, this is for the Seattle Mariners. Seattle Mariners need a first baseman. Don't sell me on Ty France. Plus, they already dropped him, right? But before I even get into the trade, I want to talk. Ty France, amazing guy for you. He helped revive that team along, of course, with Julio Rodriguez, who was the star. But sometimes you got to let it go. You got to let it go. You got to let broken dreams go and just start over, right? Get you a Vlad Jr. or get you, in this case, a Ryan Mountcastle. Go get you a Ryan O'Hearn or something like that. Go get you a Nick Prado. I would even see if Nick Prado's available. I mean, I know that he's been injured, but let's be honest, Nick Prado got a swing to him. So any of these guys you can go get at first baseman now. You're not giving up Cole Young. That's your number one prospect. You might not even be giving up Harry Ford. That's too much. Are you giving up Cole Emerson? No. You would have to give up Tyler Locklear because you're trading at first base and might as well get one back. Don't sell me on the fact that Samuel Basello, the Orioles' number 2 prospect, will be there much longer and better yet play first baseman because he is a catcher to me. Tyler Locklear at 23, he's scheduled to come up this year, was drafted in 2022. I believe this kid is amazing. He's already got some time at the major league level. From what I've seen so far, reminds me of a power Daniel Vogelback and a mixture of Vogelback and Riley Celeste, so 2 power bats, right? Two power bats. Right? He's a power bat. In the field, he's okay. He's gonna get better, but somebody that the Orioles could use, younger, controllable, probably will be better than Mountcastle if he develops right. And if you're the Mariners, you're going for it now. Mountcastle, I believe, is 26, 27, somewhere around there. Kind of fits that area with Julio Rodriguez. He's still in his prime. And to have him at first base alongside J.P. Crawford and others in that infield, boys, sell me on that. Sign me up any day. Ryan Mountcastle will just make Seattle so much better. Jerry DiPoto, the GM, you have to make a big trade. They even said it on MLB Network today. If you were watching, they must make a big trade in order for this to happen. And yes, giving up Tyler Locklear might be a lot because he is the number 6 prospect in their system. But Tyler Locklear, to me, and I have the stats right here. He hit 2 home runs while he's up here. They sent him back down for assignment, but then they called him back up. So little up and down, right? I feel like he would excel in the Orioles. He would excel in the Orioles. You can't tell me either or. He would mash there, absolutely mash. And this season, he in the minors, he had 12 home runs with a 887 OPS. It's actually pretty solid. A, a 280 a 280 batting average. Excuse me. I feel like this guy is amazing. He is just talented. Um, Did you expect him to be up this soon? Not really. But he's shown that I shouldn't have dropped to the second round. Should have been a first round pick type of guy, right? If you can get your hands on this type of guy, if you are Atlanta or if you are a Baltimore, if you can get your hands on a guy like this, you can develop him. He can play. He can play left field, or if you're a team that just wants a first baseman like the Chicago White Sox, you can sell me on a package of Andrew Vaughn and Gavin Sheets, both of them, to Baltimore for Tyler Locklear and probably another pitching prospect, probably like a Michael Morales, which I like. I like that kid a lot. I think he'll be up by the end of this year a little bit. Um, Ty Pete is somebody you want to watch out for as well. 18 years old. ETA is 2027, but he'll be up, I think, a little bit next year, depending on what team he's on. I don't think he'll be up for the Mariners anytime soon, but that kid is absolute stud. He's absolutely good. Can't hit for a lot of reasons, but he can run. He can run. He reminds me of a smaller Esterio Ruiz, but with a little bit more power, right? Even Aiden Smith for the Orioles, you need more outfielders. If you're going to trade Heston Kjerstad, Dylan Beavers, Jed Fabian, all these guys might be on the block. Just go get you an Aiden Smith, somebody that you can bring back in a Ryan Mountcastle move. The guy could absolutely mash. I would take him on the Braves as a prospect right now. I mean, the numbers are there from what they were last year. 9 home runs. He has 1 triple this year, and he loves those doubles, 26 doubles. I think that's leading his league. And my goodness, I mean, you talk about a guy that can come up probably next year and impact a rebuilding club like the White Sox, like the A's. If you want to trade Mason Miller to the Mariners, which I know that is crazy because they want so many prospects back. But you have to think about this. If you're Chicago now, I'm on Chicago. You have to think about this. You need first baseman. You need everything, okay? You need everything, okay? And trading Crochet and Robert right now at their highest value, you do it, okay? People are talking about, Robert in the offseason. No. If he gets injured, then you're screwed, right? Just go ahead and trade him while he has value right now. Doesn't matter what the package you get back. You trade him while he has value now, and you get a multitude of prospects, at least 1 or 2 top prospects, and then just lower tier guys, and you're good, right? Because we already know what Garrett Crochet is going for. We already seen that. We already know what he's going for. But Tyler Locklear and probably Michael Morales for Ryan Mountcastle, unless you want to add a Cole Phillips in there to throw more pitching prospects at the Orioles. That's the trade that I would do, and it's going to be right here on the screen as well. That's the trade that I would do right here. Tyler Locklear, Tyler Locklear, Aiden Smith, and probably Cole Phillips for Ryan Mountcastle. Now, the Cedric Mullins deal, right? The best fit for him is on the Phillies. I'm a Braves fan, so I don't like the Phillies. But at the same time, I'm gonna give them a player. I feel like they're World Series contenders. Now you're gonna have to say bye-bye to somebody in that top 10. I'll just tell you right now, at least the top 15. You might be saying goodbye to Griffin McGarry, especially if you could get one of those guys from the pitching staff that they're not gonna use. Probably like a Keegan Aiken. I'm not really sold on him. DL Hall's not there anymore. He was in the Corbin Burns trade, but I would definitely say him if he was there. any of the guys in the bullpen that they want to get rid of, you try to get your hands on them as well. Um, if you're the Phillies, so if you want to bring back not only Cedric Mullins but a pitcher as well in that rotation, you're giving up at least Griffin McGarry. You're probably gonna give up Carlos De La Cruz in a sense because he can play outfield, first base. Two-way versatile. So I like the kid. I like the kid. You're not giving up Caleb Ruckets. I like that kid as well. I just Caleb Ruckets. He should be up already, but he had that injury and stuff, and he's been behind. So Caleb Ruckets is another guy that I have here in my notes. He's another guy to watch out for the Phillies. He could be the catcher of the future, of course. Whenever JT Realmuto decides to leave, you have catchers in your system. You have Eduardo Tate, which I like, but I love, keyword love, Caleb Ricketts better. The guy can mash. Yes, he had that injury that kind of held him back, which further pushed his ETA back. But this kid is amazing. This kid is amazing. But back to where you're saying goodbye to somebody, right? And Griffin McGarry, if I'm the Orioles and I'm trading Cedric Mullins, who probably was the centerpiece of my team for at least 2 years during this rebuild, and he's controllable, and he can mash, right? He'll mash in Philadelphia. You're giving up Griffin McGarry, right? But you're giving up an outfielder too, because that's the position he plays. But which one do you want to give up? That's my question. And in my trade scenario, you're not touching Justin Crawford. You're not touching Gabriel Jr. You're not touching Boyd. Would you touch TJ Wilton? I probably would give up TJ Wilton for Cedric Mullins. They're the same player, in my opinion. Has speed, can hit the cover off the baseball. Very inconsistent sometimes, but he can get up there, right? He can get up there. So a package of Griffin McGarry and TJ Walton for Cedric Mullins. You probably have to add another lower tier guy in there from AA or AAA or single A, somebody like that to make the trade work. But as a Braves fan, giving the Phillies somebody is always going to be hard. But at the same time, the Phillies are World Series contenders, and I believe that if they can add one more piece in the outfield, especially, so you won't have to have Bryce Harper going into the outfield sometimes because he learned how to play first base. Various other options that you have on this outfield market. You have a Ryan Mountcastle on the market. You have a Cedric Mullins on the market. If you don't want those guys, go get a guy that can help you right now. Dare I say Vladimir Guerrero Jr., but at the same time, are you willing to part ways with Aiden Miller? Are you willing to part ways with Mick Abel? Are you willing to part ways with Andrew Painter? I don't think you're willing to do that just yet, nor Justin Crawford, because of the talent that they have, and they can be up as soon as next year. Once again, we're looking at this guy, Aiden Miller. He's kind of blocked. You have Trey Turner there. You have Bryson Stott there as well, Alec Bone as well. He's blocked. Andrew Painter, he could come up at any time. You need pitching. Everybody needs pitching nowadays. Pitching is the most valuable position in baseball today. Everybody can use pitching. That's why you don't want to trade pitching prospects unless you're getting a talent back like a Tarek Skubal, like a Mason Miller, and others. So to contradict what I said, the Phillies need a bat. They need a bat. They need a pitcher. They need somebody in that reliever role, that setup role to set up their closer, Hector Neris. I'm not sold on him being the closer, but this is what the Phillies do, right? They always tend to outsmart people. No, I'm not saying go get Jazz Chisholm. He won't fit. He better fit my Braves if I'm going to be honest with you. But at the same time, Cedric Mullins fits this team, a guy that will mash. He's on a Tim-friendly contract. He's controllable for the next, I believe, 2 years. This is a kid that will help you get to the World Series. Absolutely. I would definitely trade those two pieces for Cedric Mullins. Now, Ryan Mountcastle and Cedric Mullins, will they both be dealt? That is a question that we will have to discuss with our minds, ourselves. Like, it's crazy, right? To think Ryan Mountcastle, of all people, who was really one of the first prospects to come up and kind of start the revival of the Orioles, they're willing to move him. Hence that tells you something. If they're willing to move him, something going on behind the scenes. You just have to think about all these things, right? If I'm the Braves, I'm going after Ryan Mountcastle. I'm not giving up a bunch. but this guy will fit on my team. I don't want to over talk it, but this guy would love. I would love this guy on my team. Play him in left field or right field. But you already got Michael Harris. I love Michael Harris. I do. I love Michael Harris. But they might have to switch. It doesn't matter. As long as we got Michael Harris, Ryan Mountcastle, and I guess Ozuna, unless you can find a suitable replacement in the outfield, I'm sold. I'm sold. As long as you got Mountcastle and Harris the second, along with Acuna if he comes back, and then we have Jazz Chisholm. I know I'm getting ahead of myself, but the Braves can make so many moves. If we can get the ideal trade deadline for my Braves, and I know this is all topic from the Phillies, is that if you can get Ryan Mountcastle and Jazz Chisholm, we're good. But for the Phillies, you have to get somebody. Just like the Mariners, you have to get somebody. So the two teams that I talked about today must get somebody. They must trade for somebody. It doesn't matter who it is. Somebody has to be a Philly by July 30th. Will they do it? That's my biggest question. I don't know. We'll have to see on the next one. Stay live. Next episode's coming up. And we're on the road to the trade deadline, guys. And it's getting hot and heavy. At any moment, we can see a trade. Any moment. So just keep your phone on and keep it by you because a trade is coming. A trade is definitely coming.